Thank you very much, Isaiah. And of course, we're having a lot of fun with that there as well. And I know someone else is also having a lot of fun. That is Rebecca Salt, who has been with Amazon since 2015 as the director at Amazon Freight, which is Amazon's full truckload transportation service. And she joins us now for obvious reasons because, of course, Amazon Freight named #1 in the FreightTech 25 last week at F3. And Rebecca, thanks so much for joining us.
No, not at all. Good to see you, Bill. Happy Friday.
Good. Great to have you. Happy Friday to you as well. So what was your initial reaction when you found out that indeed Amazon Freight was back on #1?
We were thrilled. I think to give you some context, the team really do focus on building an awesome tech product that underpins Amazon Freight. And for all of us back at Amazon HQ, there was just real delight that we were kind of back in that #1 spot. And so I would like to do a big thank you to everybody at FreightWaves, everybody involved with the awards to help us get there. So thank you. You've made a lot of people at this end very happy.
So what did you do differently perhaps this year that enabled you to get to the top spot?
I think this year, one of the things, if I look sort of looking backwards, that we have really been focusing on creating a product that the customers can work with effectively. A couple of things that I'll call out. The first thing that we did is we've been expanding our infrastructure. So we now have over 50,000 trailers that we're using. We also have 20,000 now intermodal containers, which probably is going to be news to some people. And I think where we've got to is we've been building out the product to make it easy for our Amazon Freight customers to put the pieces in, what they need to do into our lanes. The other thing that we've taken has been a regionalization approach. So we have transitioned the Amazon network from a national network to a regional network. And what that means is instead of one national network, we now have 8 regions. We have more inventory in each of those regions, which means that we have product that is closer to the customers, that is getting there faster, and it's taking carbon, less carbon because we're not traveling as many miles. And that benefits Amazon Freight because it's opening up more lanes, opening up more opportunity for us to ship loads as the Amazon Freight customer needs it.
It's interesting to hear that you've decided to kind of make things a little bit more diversified in terms of how you get things from one place to another. Let me ask you this. In terms of FreightTech, obviously Amazon is a huge company, we all know that, but how FreightTech-centric have you guys gotten? And looking forward, do you continue to try to use FreightTech to your advantage in as many ways as possible, or how much of it you kind of take a wait-and-see approach?
Oh, I mean, Amazon is built on tech, and Amazon Freight is no different. I work, with day in, day out with very smart tech minds who are building out what we like to call a lovable product. One of the things that I'm excited about that's coming is Amazon is very, very focused right now on building out generative AI and LLM models to see how that can help. And already we're doing some proof of concepts, we're doing some pilots that I think will be very interesting for the freight market moving forward, one of which, for example, is carrier negotiations and how we can move that forward with LLM, obviously keeping a human sort of oversight of that, but how that could then potentially change what we're doing in the market.
Very interesting there. And let me dovetail off of that as well. You said AI, of course, that's the buzzword of 2023 and into 2024. It's going to play a major role in a lot of areas of life, not to mention, of course, freight as well. What do you see as its impact in terms of how you're going to use it? Obviously, you can use it in a myriad of different ways.
Yeah, I mean, all across the Amazon network, people are looking at this. I think everybody has seen the changes already that it's bringing. And, we are just looking at how we can harness it to really benefit the customer. And I think that's something that I'm excited for. I'm looking forward to seeing how some of those projects and pilots work. We've seen some sort of progress already, but it's going to be very much an exciting time, I think, for the first going into 2024.
So when you're looking at the future and obviously outside of AI, what perhaps are you looking to implement in the near future? Not that you're going to give away your playbook, but what are you looking to try and implement possibly?
So a couple of things that that we've already been sort of seeing. First off, I touched on it earlier. We've been doing a lot of piloting with intermodal. That has been, we've worked with our customers. That's how we find things work best. We like to work with the customers to work out how do we refine the product, how do we make that a great offering. Sometimes we take 2 steps forward, sometimes we take 2 steps back. So that's exciting. The other thing we've just launched is our Amazon shipping product. Now, Amazon shipping is the option for sellers on Amazon to use our services to take their small parcels, small packages, and have us deliver them. The benefit for those customers, and at the minute we're in sort of 50 metropolitan areas looking to expand rapidly, but the benefit is you get to use the Amazon network to get your items delivered to your customer. And for example, we can do LA to New York in 5 days. That would mean a pickup on a Saturday because we don't differentiate between, weekdays and weekends, and it being in New York on the Wednesday. So getting some good feedback on that right now, but in its early days, and I'm excited to see where that goes too.
Not only did you win this award of being number 1 in the FreightTech 25 here this year, but you did it in a year where we're coming off of a pandemic where volumes are down across the board. What do you think was it that enabled you to kind of stay in front of and stay good and stay solid in terms not only of FreightTech investment, but that you used it effectively, and you were still able to have a good year among most?
Yeah, I think COVID, and actually we did a piece of research earlier this year with FreightWaves where we were looking at the impact coming out of COVID. And one of the things that we saw, and I'm sure many people can can nod their heads and acknowledge, is that we had to become resilient and we had to become very focused on being able to be agile. And for us, focus on tech helps us have that agility. It helps us have that ability to have more automation, to have more of a seamless approach. And that, I think, has been a real benefit, that we kept focused on what we knew would make our Amazon Freight product something that was strong for customers.
So last question here for you. Obviously, you found out you won. What's been the reaction, not only with you, but just within your department, within within Amazon Freight out of itself, figuring out that they were number 1 on this list?
It's been really interesting. So every meeting at Amazon, we start with a safety tip, and then we have a DEI tip, and then we have a success story. And it's been one of the biggest success stories in meetings I've been in this week. I've had people stop me in the corridor and be like, "That was great, tell me more." So people are just thrilled and excited. So thank you very much to everybody for making that possible and making a lot of people feel that the work they're doing behind the scenes has been properly acknowledged.
Well, Amazon Freight has obviously been very high on that list in the past, and of course, finishing number 1 this year as well adds to that history as well. Rebecca, thanks so much for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you on that list high enough next year, maybe even number 1.
We'll see. Thank you so much.
All right, Rebecca Salt, Director at Amazon since 2015, and thanks so much for joining us there as well. We will take a short break and come back with more FreightWaves Now after this.